Welcome back. In 1996, the NFC had won 13 straight Super Bowls over the AFC. Could we be headed back to those days again? Did the Tampa Bay Bucs start a new streak last year? Yes, the lone undefeated team in the NFL, this man behind me, the Arizona Cardinals, and the only 4 one-loss teams all reside in the NFC. The top 5 NFL teams ranked by power rankings are in the NFC. It's week 8. Which AFC team is going to stop this NFC momentum? Welcome to the October 26th Father, Son, and Holy Sport weekly podcast. I'm G-Man from Columbus, Ohio. That's my man T Money out there in 49er country. Big week coming up, T.
Oh, yeah, huge week. What a slugfest the Niners had in the rain. The one rain we get in a year. They got it.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, crazy week of football. Excited to dig into it, man.
Yeah, you're right. That was a fun game to watch. We got a jam-packed show, everybody. We love you fans. Hey, we're going to give you the trivia of the week, trying to stump Team Money on college football, giving you some college in the trivia of the week. Team Money, question for you. Hey, which head coach of a top college football contender made the following statement yesterday? And what's the nickname of the big rivalry game he's playing in this weekend? Here's what he said. We didn't take the week off and say we just have to do this. On both offense, defense, and special teams, we went back and looked at the first 7 games and identified what we did well, what we did poorly, and what we can improve upon. And we tried to attack those. Who said that, man? And what's the big rivalry game he plays in this weekend? Hey, we got some big picks again for you this week. G-Man's 13-3 on the year against the spread. Going to give you some big picks, man. And all you fantasy managers, if you check our special 15-minute fantasy football show, check it out. We got a new game in there too. You got to check out our new game. Getting people talking to us about our new game, man. Hey, we'll help you win your league. Come on. Hey, if you haven't seen the T. Ross Chug and Chant on its own little episode, you got to go check it out. T Money on the Chug and Chant, and he's turning his attention to the AFC South. Who's he going to talk to this week? Hey, y'all, if you like what you're seeing every week, press the like and subscribe. We're on YouTube and Spotify and all the platforms. Wherever you're looking for your podcast, you can find us at Father, Son, and Holy Sport.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's dive in now to the Ross Rundown. We got a lot of topics to talk about. First of all, though, these Deshaun Watson trade rumors, man, they are crazy. You got the Dolphins involved. Now the Panthers supposedly want to dip their toe back in. Still no word on if he can even compete right now. What are your thoughts? Where does he go? Would you trade for him? What are your initial thoughts on this, G?
Well, would I trade for him? No, I would not trade for him. Not right now, not for a lot of reasons. I would not trade for him. I want to see the dust settle a little bit, take the risk out of this thing. If I'm an owner of a team, I think it's just really high risk. Plus, I don't think it's a good thing. You get 20 allegations. Come on, man, where there's smoke, there's fire. I just want to see this thing settle down a little bit. That's number one. Number two, hey, man, the Texans, of course, are going to try to trade him. They're trying to get 3 draft picks, 3 first-round draft picks. They're trying to get out of this. Of course, they're pushing him. So they want it to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. Miami's got the clear front runner right now, and they flipped 2 and a couple firsts. I think they'd get it done, but I'd be weary of it trading in the middle of the season. Like you said, wait till the dust settles. I don't think anything's happening this year because most of the court cases aren't till February. That means he's not going to be suspended until next year. I bet he's gone for at least 6 games, maybe an entire season. So it's very interesting, but let me give you one team I would actually say they should trade for him. I truly believe this. The Browns. Could you imagine Deshaun Watson on the Browns next year? With that team and that quarterback, Baker Mayfield is worth a first or 2. He is better than Tua. I know he's not younger. Miami might like him more. I don't know. But, man, Baker and like 1 first and a 4th, I think that could get the deal done this offseason. As long as they can wait till the offseason, that would be nice.
Well, we've been focusing on that Browns quarterback role for the last 3 weeks on the show. We've talked about him. And, hey, the Houston Texans still won't use Deshaun. they're limping along, getting their heck beat out of them without a quarterback, and they're trying to pedal him off, and they're not even using him. It's a weird situation. The
Very.
Texans are at home this week against the Rams. Rams favored by 14.5 coming to Houston. Hey, let's move on. Let's stay in the AFC. Let's talk about the Bengals, man. Can the Bengals keep up these winning ways, T-Money?
Whew. This is pretty exciting as a Bengals fan right now. We are technically the number 1 seed in the conference, which is unbelievable.
I like that we. You kind of got that we thing going, huh?
You joining the banging wagon here? You Browns, you banging? I see your hat. I see your hat. I see your hat. Oh my God. 5-2 right now. It's pretty exciting. And the next 2 games before they go into the bye are the Jets and the Browns. The Browns are banged up. I expect them to get to 6-2. They're going to beat the Jets. Zach Wilson's hurt. Maybe that helps the Jets. Who knows? But they could be 6-3 if they lose to the Browns, but that defense has been playing incredible. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, that turned out to be the right draft pick because wow, is Jamar Chase special. I mean, this could be great. They could go in 7-2 into the bye if they can get a win against the Browns.
Yeah. 41-17 victory over the Ravens.
Woo!
I mean, that is pretty impressive, man.
Yeah.
If you could do something like that, that
defense is no joke. Lamar's no joke. Everyone had, after the Ravens beat the Chargers, everyone had them as a top 3 team in the NFL. And the Bengals were kind of a joke that they were this good, came in and throttled them.
Bengals going to the Jets this weekend. Sunday, 1:00 favored by 9.5, man. I feel sorry for the Jets.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the SF team out here that just had the monsoon come through. They played the Colts. The Colts just looked like a way better team here. Jimmy G struggled again. Trey Lance was hurt, so they couldn't even put him in. What's up with Jimmy G? Do you think he gets traded by the deadline? Are they going to keep him? What happens?
I think they're going to keep him for now. Yes, they will trade him, but Trey Lance being injured himself with his knee issue, I just don't think that this coming up too quick, man. The trade deadline is November 2nd. There's no way that happens before then. I just don't think that San Fran even wants it to happen before then. They want to kind of ease into this Trey Lance thing. They like Jimmy G, although he's not playing great. I just don't think it'll happen that quick, but I think your idea is right.
Yeah, I think in the beginning of the year, if Trey Lance was, we all thought Trey would eventually start, and I think that it was trending this way. And now that he's hurt, I agree. They're not going to trade him anymore. They'll keep him through next year. They still have his contract and they could trade him. He's going to be valuable to trade for. So I think they keep him, they trade him. But real quickly, this is supposed to be a good team and this is supposed to be a good roster. Kyle Shanahan, I can't hear that the excuse is George Kittle's gone every week. I'm sorry that you have people hurt. The Ravens' entire team was hurt. Okay. The Chiefs' defense is miserable. Like there's teams, the Browns had 2 of their best running backs out and their quarterback out in one. Like I can't listen to you say George Kittle is the reason you're losing football games anymore. Kyle Shanahan is supposed to be a great coach.
You look around and look at articles. Man. Look at articles. I agree with you. You look at articles on Kyle Shanahan. Look them up. I've tried to look them up. You know how many? 99% of them are positive.
Yeah.
You cannot find a negative thing on this guy. This guy's like walking on water. And I don't even think he's doing that well. And he's totally messed up that backfield for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, why are these guys all getting injured? Why are some guys getting benched, thrown in the doghouse? I don't even know. He's trying to outsmart himself or something. I don't know what he's doing, But these guys, 49ers are in trouble, man. And they should get a win this week. The 49ers going to the Bears. They're favored by 3.5. This was supposed to be the Trey Lance, Justin Fields showdown. 49ers at Bears on Sunday, but it's not going to be that way this time. No. Hey, let's go to the Cleveland quarterback situation. We're talking about Baker and what we could do there and what can happen. But hey, man, out of nowhere comes Case Keenum. A name from the past, T-Money. What do you think? What does Case Keenum's victory, when everybody thought they were down and out, Case brings them back? What's that mean for Baker?
I mean, it can't be a good thing. Let's just start with that. Like, there's no way it's a good thing. But it's just, what's the level? Now, supposedly there was reports coming out that the Browns are willing to pay Baker Mayfield mid to high 30s. I think that's a mistake if you're in the high 30s. Now, if it's 33, 32, That's Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr territory right now. I think that is sufficient to be the 9th or 10th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That sounds about right for Baker Mayfield. And if I'm him, the amount of endorsement deals that guy has, I'm taking a $30 million deal, pay cut, get some more talent surrounding me. I don't know. He probably won't, but overpaying this guy is a bad idea because watching that game, I didn't see the substantial gap between him and Keenum that I do see between him and Lamar and him and Herbert. The gap between him and someone and Case Keenum is not even close to the gap between him and the upper tier quarterbacks. And that I think is the biggest concern.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, man. But watch out for Case Keenum. He might keep that job, man. He was the guy that came in from Minnesota in 2017, took him as a backup, went in and took him to the NFC title game.
Yeah.
And now he's playing in the same offense. Head coach Stefanski was the quarterback's coordinator at Minnesota when that all happened. So could Stefanski and Keenum regroup that again and take the Browns on a little run here, man?
They might be able to.
The Browns favored by 3, Steelers getting 3 at the Browns Sunday, 1:00.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see what they do if they get some people back. I mean, the Broncos have a good defense, so I'm not too worried about Case putting up a not a ton of points. Going to be interesting to see how this season plays out. But let's jump to the Patriots here because they just went berserk this past weekend. Mac Jones had a great game. They scored. Finally, the offense looked competent and scored a good amount of points. Can the Patriots continue this type of offensive dominance, or was this just a flash in the pan?
Well, I mean, they won 54-13. When's the last time you think the Patriots scored 54? I don't even know if we can even remember that. So they improved to 3-4, snap a 4-game losing streak. So, I mean, these guys beat the Jets. If one thing we could always say, the Patriots have a formula. They stick to their formula. They are a team you can count on to do similar things week to week. I don't think it's going to be typical for them. They've scored at least 25 points in 3 consecutive games. Okay, 25 points. They're starting to put it together with Mac Jones. They're committed to the run. That team is going to run the ball. Damian Harris, 2 weeks in a row now, over 100 yards. This is what they do, man. They're going to do with good defense, running the ball, get 25, 30 points. Mac Jones leading the way. There's only 2 games in back of the Bills in the AFC East. So they're going to keep pushing this formula. They're not going to get 54, probably not again this season, but they're on a great track.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with a little fool's gold here. They played the Jets, who are absolutely horrible. They probably are a college football team at this point. I just think that Mac Jones I like, but I think he's more in Matt Ryan, maybe not even Matt Ryan, like Kirk Cousins territory. He's just such a dink and dunker, and everyone's going to say, oh, he threw for 300 yards. Well, if you look at it, what he did, he had one very long bomb pass. All right. He had like an 80-yard pass. Awesome. There was, I think 75% of his other passes were not further than 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. I mean, I'm just not impressed with you passing to your tight ends and running backs. That's not sustainable for an elite team in the NFL. So I'm calling this fool's gold. I don't think they're going to be anything special. I don't know if they're going to be able to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't feel the same way, man. Patriots at the Chargers. Chargers favored this week by 5.5 at home. Patriots coming into town. We'll see what happens Sunday at 4:00. Hey, one last question for you here, man. Let's go to Carolina. Hey, they're in last place in the NFC South. They're 3-4. They've lost 4 in a row. Is this the end for Sam Darnold, T-Money?
Oh, it sure looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, man, they had a great first 3 games. Sam Darnold was playing awesome. And, man, they just have fallen off the wagon here. He gets benched for an XFL quarterback. So, I mean, I think this might be the end. I think that's why the Deshaun rumors are here. They want Watson, and they're not shy about it. They're going to be potentially traded for Jimmy G or Aaron Rodgers in the offseason. Like, I think they're going to make a big move this offseason to go get someone. Sam Darnold had his tryout. He got 7 games. on a second team now. If you can't do it in Joe Brady's offense, where can you do it?
And it just shows you how much Christian McCaffrey means to that team. When he's out, what happens? They just seem like, they just don't have that extra gear, that they have when he's there. So he means so much to this team, and he's coming back from what I understand, week 9 against the Patriots. That's his earliest. We're in week 8. So that'd be next week. Could he be there for the Patriots game?
We'll see.
Panthers playing at the Falcons this week. Falcons are favored. They could lose another one Sunday at 1:00. Hey, let's move to Ross v. Ross, man. Not your traditional Ross v. Ross, where we really, kind of take a side, but hey, maybe we'll see what side you take. Hey, we're going to talk about Arizona. And what do you think, man? Are they getting the respect they deserve? Are they not getting the respect? Where do you think Arizona's sitting right now?
I think they're getting just the right amount. A lot of teams, I'm saying they're having a great season right now. They're killing it. They're 7-0 or, undefeated. They're looking awesome. Their defense is playing well. Their offense is playing solid. I just think that everyone's a little skeptical to just go and name them Super Bowl favorites. Now they might be playing great now. How will they play in the playoffs? Who knows? This team started 5-2 last year. They ended 8-8. So I think everyone is a little skeptical. Do you really trust Cliff Kingsbury, who couldn't even win at Texas Tech? Do you know Kyler Murray's ready to be that elite NFL quarterback?
Well, they won even when Cliff was not even there because of COVID. They still won big.
Yeah. So I just don't know if people trust this team yet. I think they're going to be like this the entire rest of the way. I think they have a high-powered offense, great move going and getting Zach Ertz, makes your offense just that much more dynamic. Love the move. But no one's going to trust you to do anything until you win a playoff game. I think it's just going to come down to that. They might go into the number 1 seed, and I don't know if they're going to even be favored in whoever they play in that first game of the playoffs because people don't trust them.
It's a combination of things that make them great. And I thought, first of all, it showed respect coming out of Vegas, giving these guys the favorite over Green Bay. Green Bay, who went to the NFC Championship last year against Tampa Bay, the Arizona's favored against them in their head-to-head matchup this Thursday, man. It's going down between them and Green Bay.
Yeah.
And the reason that they're doing well, that high-powered offense, number one, you mentioned some of the stuff. Kyler Murray, the guy behind me, man, the guy is unbelievable. He's 5th in passing yards in the NFL, but he's over 2,000 already. 2,002 total passing yards. He's averaging 304 passing yards a game and has completed 75% of his passes. He's just killing it. But the other thing that we often overlook is their defense. I was looking at the last 7 games, their defense, there are sacks. The last 3 games, 2 sacks, 5 sacks, 2 sacks. Fumble recoveries, last 3 games, 2 in one game, 1 in another game. Interceptions, they're getting 1 interception a game. That defense is really turning the ball over for the offense also.
Yeah, it's been impressive. They beat the Titans. They beat the Rams, who everyone loves the Rams this year. But, they looked shaky versus the Jags, and they barely beat the Niners. So they're kind of up and down here and there. I think that's the biggest thing. They're not consistently playing. They're almost playing to their competition level. Seems about right. But I just think you're not going to get any respect from anyone really until you win playoff games. And no one expects them to go from 8-8 to Super Bowl champions. I think that's the biggest discrepancy. I think they're getting just the amount of respect.
Yeah, I think they're getting excellent respect too. I don't think anybody's disrespecting them. People respect them, and they're going to get more respect this Thursday night. They're probably going to beat Green Bay. Devontae Adams ruled out due to COVID today. We're recording on Tuesdays, so we're trying to give you guys the latest information on Tuesday. The line went to 6.5. It's 6.5 right now. Arizona favored by 6.5 over Green Bay. So Thursday night, 8:20, it's going to be interesting to see if Arizona really in a prime time showdown can show it. Hey, let's move on to the picks of the week. G-Man, doing it for you, man. 81% accuracy against the spread. The leading NFL expert on Fantasy Pros, 58% What do you think about that, T-Money? 58% of these guys are getting paid for these picks. G-Man's at 81% this year. I know, man. I can miss the next 5 in a row. I know, but hey, man, might as well ride my high, right?
Woo, just absolutely killing it, man. It's unbelievable what you've been doing.
But it got 1-1 last week. Didn't go 2-0, still okay for the year. And with my lock pick of the week, I'm going to go to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, Sunday at 1:00. Bengals are going to the Jets. I got the Bengals to cover in this ball game. Bengals with a big road win over the Ravens. Could they have a little tick down? Maybe, but it's not going to end like that. Joe Burrow's just killing it. Jamar Chase, I mean, heading for rookie of the year the way he's going. The defense really stepping up. Jets are going to have Mike White in at quarterback. Bengals are 4-2-1 against the spread this year. The Jets are 1-5 against the spread. Grab the line now because all the money's flowing to the Bengals, man. I got 9.5. Take the Bengals to cover the 9.5. It's going to continue to get wider.
All right. G-Man's hot, so you got to ride that. Joe Flacco might be the quarterback, so watch out there. My pick of the week, though.
Okay.
My pick of the week, Cowboys -2 at the Vikings. They had the week off. Their offense has been great, and their defense has been even better this year. So I'm loving the Cowboys this year. They actually might have everything put together this year. I might finally be on the Cowboys bandwagon after years of hatred and disbelief. So Cowboys -2. I'll take them to beat the Vikings and win by more than 2.
I know. Yeah, the Cowboys are doing it, man. They're one of those top 5 teams in the NFC. They're right in the hunt. Yeah. And let's go to the Dog Lock. Dog Lock is a team that we think could win the game. So, we think that the Dog Locks we give you, you should be able to bet them on a money line. G-Man, 4 straight Dog Locks in a row have won the game outright for you. Ooh. Who's my Dog Lock pick for you this week? Let's go to SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Patriots coming to the Chargers. Chargers favored by 5.5 Sunday at 4:00 on CBS. I'm taking the Patriots in this ball game. The Chargers just lost to the Ravens 34-6, and then they went on a bye. The Patriots defense is going to take away the big plays. They're going to force this thing to be a slowed down game, run the ball, rushing the ball. They're going to try to keep everything in front of them on defense. I'm not sure they'll win this game. I'm a little nervous about the money line, but I know that's what this Dog Lock is about. But definitely get those 5.5 points and get the Patriots. Take the Patriots and the points.
All right. Hey, you're on that Patriots bandwagon, I guess, aren't you? I love it. All right. Belichick's good versus young QBs. That's for sure. So that's an interesting pick.
Hey, good stat.
My Dog Lock, though, the Lions will be no longer defeated.
Thank God, because I love that coach.
First win of the season. They're +3 versus the Eagles. They've been close every single game. It seems like they've had a couple blowouts, and no, they're not a great team, but the Eagles are up and down here. I mean, yeah. And a lot of their points are coming in junk time where they have 13 points and then the game's out of reach and they score, go for 2. And then they all of a sudden have 21 and you're like, oh, that was a close game. No, it's really not. I like the Lions, man. I just think they're fine. They're not going to go defeated the entire season. So I think they get their first win versus the Eagles.
Hey, Eagles only have 2 wins, man. So they're not doing that great.
No.
And you're right. They're up and down and, that can happen. Hey, good pick, man. I like your pick. Hey, let's move on to the Woundwise Trivia of the Week, brought to you by Woundwise IQ, a patented mobile imaging and analytics software app that's used by leading physicians and nurses caring for people with chronic wounds. Just download the app from the App Store. You're ready to go. Learn more. Hey, at woundwiseiq.com. All right, Team Money. Hey, which head coach of a top college football contender made the following statement yesterday? And what's the nickname of the big rivalry game he's playing in this weekend? He said, we didn't take this week off and say we just have to do this. On both offense, defense, and special teams, we went back and looked at the first 7 games. We identified what we did well. We looked at what we did poorly, and what we can improve upon. And we tried to attack those. Who said that, man?
All right. I think I know who said it. And that would be Michigan State head coach Mel Tucker. They're playing Michigan this week. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
What? All right. I don't know then. I don't know.
Got it. It's further south.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I'm going to go with the Georgia Bulldogs and Kirby Smart versus Florida.
That is correct. And what's the name of their game typically called? There's a big controversy around the name because they aren't allowed to say it anymore. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
As Georgia versus Florida in Jacksonville. It's one of the few, did you know this? One of the few remaining neutral site rivalries. Jacksonville is not where Florida's at. Florida's in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is where the Jaguars are. And so Georgia versus Florida is in Jacksonville.
A home game.
Neutral site. Georgia favored by 14. The over-under is 51. Who do you like in that game, man? Georgia minus 14. With or without the points? What do you like?
Actually think I would take the Florida points, but that Georgia will squeak out a win here. I think this is going to be a close game. And as a Cincinnati Bearcat fan, I will be pulling for Florida as hard as I can. That would almost lock us into making the playoffs. So I am all in on Florida.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Florida's ranked 4th nationally in rushing yards, and a big part of that is Emory Jones, their quarterback. He has been running wild. So can Georgia kind of contain his rushing? That's a big factor here. Georgia's number 2 in the nation in rushing defense. They only allow 63 yards a game.
Yep. Impressive. Hey, let me give a little context here to the audience as well. The big rivalry matchup this weekend is Michigan State.
Oh, no.
All
okay.
Right? And Michigan
like a
State,
real Ohio guy.
And Michigan State also had the week off. So if you listen to the quote and he says we had a week off and it's a massive rivalry game, that's a pretty big indication that I was pretty right about it being Mel Tucker of Michigan State here.
Hey, I just want some credit. SEC.
I just want some credit here. You know, top 10 matchup.
Hey, Georgia's number 1 in the country, man.
Top 10 matchup.
You got the national championship goes through Georgia right now. Hey, also good luck to the state of Georgia in the World Series that starts tonight. I know they all love the Braves, man, so they're all going crazy about the Braves. But yeah, of course, we're a football show, man. We're talking about football, but hey, we love you down there, Georgia. Good luck to the Braves. Hey, we hope you love the show. You know that we love you. And if you love us, press the like and subscribe. Look for us on all the platforms at Father, Son, and Holy Sport. Thank you to Woundwise IQ for sponsoring the T-Money Trivia of the Week. If you're interested in being a sponsor or a guest on the show, let us know. Next week, we get you ready. Week 9 of the NFL season. Let's go, T-Money. Enjoy the big Green Bay, Arizona Thursday night game.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait, man. Excited for some more football. And enjoy your outdoor cocktail party this weekend, G-Man.
Thank you.
All right. Peace.